Hello and welcome to 13 and 1, and I'm your host Francis Feltry. We have a very, very special episode of 13 and 1. We have two spirits, two ghosts of pilgrims from the original group of pilgrims who came to America. And like I said, I'm Francis Feltry, host of 13 and 1. This is the talk show that's like a game show, but there are no prizes. So just remember that. So without any further ado, let me introduce our couple here today, Joseph and Sarah Winslow. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, we have been haunting Plymouth Rock since after the first Thanksgiving. We didn't make it through that. But yeah,
Not
we've
long,
just been
though.
here hanging out, getting to see everybody come visit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now we get to hang out and see people tour our old houses
Our old houses.
exactly. And it's Thanksgiving time, so we're very popular right now.
Right, sure. Do you, okay, so that was question number one. Question number two is, at the first Thanksgiving, what food did you bring?
I made a swan. I roasted a swan, yes. So that's really what I brought.
I didn't bring anything because I'm a man.
You're not.
And back then, the women took care of the food and stuff. Although I got to say that for that first Thanksgiving, it was really the natives that fed us. Because we were starving pretty bad.
Bad shape.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
But so they brought the food the first time, and yeah, we had a nice sit down meal.
Yeah, so what did you have? Question number three. What did you have at the first Thanksgiving?
We had swans. We did not have turkey. I know that's a thing now. We didn't have turkeys at ours. They might have had turkeys at a different one.
Yeah,
down
turkeys
the
didn't come
road.
along till much later.
I'm not a turkey person. We had squashes and maize and different little tarts and things.
Lots of maize.
Bread.
Yes.
Were there question number four? Were there other Thanksgiving meals going on?
I don't know. We did not talk to colonists who were outside of our Puritan village,
Yes, we were a very insular people, and we wanted to make sure that it was much harder than it is these days. All right, these days, people can get whatever they need whenever they want it. Back then we really we struggled, and that's how we know that we did the right thing.
Did you do that with your kids? Did you bring them up? Question number five, to be self-sufficient?
I don't think we had a choice.
I mean, the ones who survived,
yes.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess the ones that didn't were not self-sufficient.
You know how kids today are always on their phones,
Sure.
doing whatever with their friends. Back then we had the same thing, but it was mostly them playing with rocks or...
They had an abacus.
They did have an abacus, that's true.
Did you find that kids were always on their abacus? What's that? I'm sorry.
We also had a Bible that they shared.
hmm
So they had things to do, and then they just, they worked a lot. There's a lot of work.
Yeah, we had them out in the field working on stuff.
You moved to a place where there's no houses.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot of work to do.
Right.
When question number six, would you find your kids always on their abacuses when they should be doing work?
Yes, they're always click-clacketing on that abacus. I'm trying to cook dinner, trying to mend their clothes, and they're like, "Mom, I just want to move like 5 more beads." I'm like, "Get out in that field and help your father."
One time we found
And then
them...
I would put their abacus in a drawer, and they would get it back at the end of the day.
Yeah, one time they took it to church. I was very upset.
It was very embarrassing.
Yes.
I could see that.
Yes.
So
Other women gossip,
All three of them.
which is ungodly.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's very important to you, I'm assuming, to be godly.
Well, it used to be.
Oh, true. Question number six. When you were at the first Thanksgiving, did you was there a lot of mingling, or did you kind of like Pilgrims on one side, and Native Americans on the other?
I think we hung out.
We hung out.
I hung out with them more than this guy did, but
Well, I mean, afterwards, they brought some tobacco, and so we got to try that out, which was pretty fun. I mean, their kind. Um, but I mean, the men did. The women cleaned up. Um, but it's sort of like today, where families get together, and you sit down at a big meal, and there's usually families sitting down. You stay with your bunch, but you try to connect with the other people at the table, right? You try to say hi to that weird uncle you have, um, and then listen to a story.
Some of us connected better than others.
Do you try to avoid? Are there any topics you try to avoid? This is question number 7. Are there any topics you try to avoid at the first Thanksgiving meal?
First one. Well, I definitely did not tell them about the whole colonizing America thing.
Yeah, that probably
did not give them a heads up.
Yeah, we definitely did not do that about that, and also we try not to talk about death, right? Because people dying constantly in the colonies. But Thanksgiving now, people, especially when old people get together, guess what they talk about? They talk about death. They talk about dying constantly.
Sometimes you just don't have anything else in common with people,
Right.
Well, I would think then again that something that's pretty much held consistent is you want to avoid politics during Thanksgiving, because I'm sure in your day you didn't want to bring up, hey, you know what, we're gonna pretty much take your land from you,
right?
So you didn't really want to bring up politics then either, right?
No, we tried not to bring it up.
Right. I mean, people still would accidentally bring it up after they've had a couple, but then you just sort of shuffle them off to the fields.
Right. Now, question number 7 is when you're at Thanksgiving and the food's done, what kind of entertainment did you have back then? I mean, what did you do? Did you just kind of sit around and talk, or what did you do?
Well, today the classic thing is football, right? People will sit around and watch football. Back then we had something double fun, twice as fun as football. It's called hoop and stick.
Oh, wow. Is that where you have a stick and then a big hoop?
A hoop of wood, and you gotta just stick the hoop around.
Right, and whoever can get it going fastest and longest wins.
Wow. I bet you that causes a lot of excitement around the old Thanksgiving meal day time.
We didn't wear helmets either.
That's right. We were tough.
Yeah, well, I didn't know hoop and stick was a full contact sport. That tell you what I know.
Well,
pretty competitive.
And I gotta say, back CTE back then we didn't know what it was, but it was very serious.
Well, it was rare to live long enough to worry about what happened to your brain after 40.
Pilgrim times. Today the kids would say YOLO, but back then it was just seize the day and then praise God.
Now, in question number 8, when the plans were getting together to have the first Thanksgiving, what was it the same as the way it came off, or did it just a little bit different than you thought it was going to be? I mean, did you expect so many people to show up, or?
Well, there weren't really that many people by the time we got to the dinner.
Why, there were people leave, or what?
Well, yeah, they left.
There were maybe 50 of us left to attend.
Did they move somewhere? Is that what you're saying?
They moved on.
They did move on, yes.
Oh, okay. They moved to the town over, maybe one of the suburbs.
Yes, they died. They just all died. Yeah, a lot.
Okay, well,
a lot of sickness, a lot of starvation.
Right.
Well, that makes it hard.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, some of them were hard.
Yeah, some of them were hard, and some of them you didn't really worry too much about learning everybody's name back then.
Sure. Now I understand that actually, and I don't want to be causing any friction, but actually Sarah died first.
I did die first.
She did.
Yes.
And then Ben, you actually got remarried, Joseph.
What?
Oh, you didn't know? Didn't you bring that? I thought you would have brought that up by now.
You got remarried?
I got remarried.
To who?
To your sister.
To my sister. Are you serious?
Yes. Diane and I had a nice rest of our lives together.
Oh, how nice for you. Where's Diane now, huh?
She's dead.
Looks like she didn't stick around like this one did.
Well, what Ben's not telling you is that Ben died and then Diane got remarried. So,
Who married her?
it was Forrester Whitehall? Forrester Whitehall, according to
Yeah, I could see that.
They had a thing back in...
Well, and he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like... yeah, so does that... I guess that's going to be question number 10. Does that... I guess that you don't kind of know everything that went on after you die, I guess.
Well, I mean, I guess I just... You know, when I died, I was like, well, this is my chance to travel, right? Because I can go anywhere I want at that point. And I did come back to Plymouth Rock, but I guess I wasn't around much. Those first few years after I died.
Right. Well, okay, all right.
Went to a place out west. I think you guys call it San Francisco now, but at the time it was something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we found each other again after I passed, and here we are, the happiest place on earth.
Disney World?
No.
Plymouth Rock?
Plymouth Rock.
Whoa. Okay, question number 10.
Whoa.
I think I wasn't sure if you said what is the strangest thing you find about our modern Thanksgiving?
Strangest thing. I don't know why you would ruin perfectly good green beans by putting them in a casserole.
Yeah, and exactly what is that crunchy thing that is in there, and why do I need a crunchy onion thing?
I don't know. I don't understand it. We did not have that at our Thanksgiving. We just
did have Italian beef.
No, that I do wish we had. That I don't think is weird. That's a great alternative to turkey.
I don't understand some people use disposable plates and forks.
Oh, I get that.
So they don't have to clean up afterwards. I never had to clean up. I never thought it was a burden to make my wife do it. So I don't understand why they can't just use traditional silver like we had, that we made at the shop.
So or lead. I guess that's what you died from, actually, Joseph, was lead. The accumulative effect of lead poisoning.
Right, and I assumed it was not related to eating, but maybe you're onto something.
Now, I understand also some of the things that have failed or didn't just that other things that you did at the first Thanksgiving that really haven't passed on. Like question number 12 is, did you think the gift giving part of Thanksgiving would have stuck? Which doesn't seem that it has.
The gift giving part.
Yes, like I'm gonna bring you some food, bring you corn.
I definitely thought it would continue because every other major holiday these days seems to have some kind of giving gifts. But I think that's just consumerism.
That's a big word. You didn't know that one.
I've learned since my day. I think that people bring food. I think that's the gift for Thanksgiving, and also just being with others is the gift. I think that's kind of the idea now. Plus, people need to save up for the next holiday after Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
And did you celebrate Christmas in your day? Not. You probably celebrated the birth of Christ, but you probably didn't.
Yeah, it was a little different. We didn't have Christmas trees and all that. We kept it real.
You kept it on the down low.
Puritanism, yes.
Yeah, we actually spent all day in church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
All day.
Now, this question number 13, when you look at the way America has changed since the time you were there to now, what is one thing that you would say is the most interesting, dare I say, good thing or bad thing? What would you say is a change, something that, either you didn't expect or surprises you about how America is? Like, I would think, just like cars. We drive everywhere. And, what do you think really you were like sort of surprised about?
There's a lot of people just out here wearing shorts.
People are showing off their knees a lot.
Which I guess good for you if you're that confident about your knees.
If you've got good knees, show them off, right?
That's I mean,
people communicate. They've always communicated. People move around. They've always done that. But showing off your knees, people didn't used to do that. It's a big change.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you find, Joseph, do you find that very distractive when you see women's knees?
He's a knee guy, yes.
I love knees.
So for sure he does. He's a big knee guy.
Flip-flops and all that kind of stuff. Like, people,
he also likes toenails.
Guys, you got to cover that stuff up and protect it, Mm-hmm. People are just too willy-nilly with their bodies these days.
Yes, that's true. We are. I think that's very insightful, Joseph and Sarah. I really appreciate you noticing that. That was 13 questions. Now you can ask me one about the modern world, if you like. Something maybe that's bugged you about, or something that you don't understand that we do now, that you, besides the knee thing, because I don't get that one either. Something, because I am an ass man myself, and you can understand that. I mean,
I get it. Yes, he is a knee guy, though.
All
right. So, what is there anything else about the modern world that maybe has you mystified that maybe I could help answer? Because I can answer any question, like maybe why we like football so much, or anything that you think that's like what.
Why do Americans? And I've wanted this, for a while now, and I hope that you can help me suss it out.
Sure.
Or, I don't even think it's just Americans. I think it's all people.
Yeah.
Why do they get a vacation?
Well,
because, we were alive. We worked constantly.
All the time.
There were no vacations.
There was really nowhere to go.
Right. So, what's up with vacations?
Oh, that is a very good question. So back, and just so for some reference, I would assume that in your age, people work 52 weeks out of the year, pretty much 6 days a week, and then took off the Lord's
Day to serve the Lord. That's right.
And so, so that was the one day to kind of put up your feet. Well, actually, you didn't because you were praying, and then you
put your knees down,
right,
to pray for the Lord,
right.
And then Monday starts it all over again. I think that's a good. Why do we need a vacation? Well, to be honest with you, modern life is so hard compared to how you guys had it. I mean, let's think of it this way: you had it pretty easy. In our day, we have to do things like go to a store to get our food to make sure we are fed. In your day, it was like right outside your house. Okay? And another thing here is we have to pay for our food. You just got it provided to you. We have to go out and earn money. See, something, again, you don't know about. So we have to do a lot of effort in order to survive in this modern world. We have to know how to use things like computers and phones. And there's so much that we have to do that the human mind can only handle about 20 hours worth of work a week. And then they make us stay another 20 hours or so to pretty much let us look at the internet. And so that's why we work about a 40-hour week. And then that is so hard that we need to have time off from that. So usually, and they pay us because they know it's good. Our overlords, our overlords, know that it's good for us, and so they pay us to stay at home or go on trips to places. Like, we don't go on trips right now, but you know, because right now the overlords want us to stay at home, and I think it's because, you know, by the way, this is a personal idea. I think that what you're seeing is right now in modern world, we have the coronavirus and we all have to stay at home, and the reason is because they're redoing Disney World, so they don't want anybody to go to Disney World. So as soon as they're done fixing up Disney World, doing all the you know, work on it, they're gonna let us all out again. But yeah, that's why we have vacation, because life in the modern world is so hard compared to how easy you had it. So you should, you know, I think that, you know, I understand why you might be jealous.
Well, to the modern people, I guess I say huzzah.
Huzzah.
Okay.
Sarah seems a little stunned there.
I mean,
and childbirth is so much easier in your day than now. I mean, that's why we only have like one child per family. In your day, I mean, it was so easy. You were having 5, 6, 7 kids. And so it's just, everything is easier now, Sarah. That's true.
hey,
It's easier then. It's harder now. Anyway, hey, that was 1301, Sarah and Joseph. Thank you for doing this. And let me just introduce you as the real players, Ben and Susan. How are you? Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
I do want to say one thing. I actually do very much like green bean casserole. So.
Well, no, Sarah doesn't.
Sarah doesn't.
Yes. Well, that's because she just doesn't understand our modern ways.
No, she doesn't know how good canned cream and mushroom soup is.
I love how everything we said, the only thing is, I just want to clarify.
Right, that's what she wants to clarify.
I don't want that to get out about me.
Right.
So, all right, cool. Well, hey, great job. You know, it's been a fun and exciting episode of 1301. So, thank you again. We'll see you again. I'm Francis Veltri, your host. Thank you, Susan, Ben, for doing this. We will be back next week with some more guests. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the comment button. Say something. Say, hey, it was a good job. And music by Charlie Fleming. Appreciate it, everybody. Take care.